Let me tell you something the garden center near you will never say out loud. There's a whole category of plants sitting on those shelves that are cheap, tough, and built by nature to make weeds physically impossible. Nobody behind that counter points them out because weeds are the business model. Every bag of pre-emergent, every bottle of weed killer, every hour on your knees is money in their register. Stop pulling weeds and you stop buying their products. I've been doing this over 25 years, planting thousands of square feet of ground cover on my own property and others. The biggest mistake I see gardeners make is fighting weeds instead of simply outcompeting them. You're working against nature. Today, I'll show you how to work with it. Stick around. Number 7 changes how you think about that dead zone under your old oak tree, and number 4 means you never drag a mower up a slope again. Before we start, drop your state or USDA zone in the comments. It helps me tailor content to your conditions. Let's get into it. Number 1. Creeping thyme. This is the plant I wish someone had handed me a brochure about at 22. It does the most work for the least money, and not just mechanically, chemically. Most ground covers block light so weed seeds never sprout. Creeping thyme goes further. Its roots and foliage release compounds through a process called allelopathy that actively discourage weed germination. You're not buying a $12 to $18 bag of pre-emergent to reapply every 6 weeks. You plant once and it keeps working every season. It grows 2 to 3 inches tall, spreads to fill gaps, and handles light foot traffic. Great between stepping stones or bed edges, blooming pink to purple in summer for the bees. Hardy zones 4 to 9. Elfin thyme gives tight, low carpets. Red creeping thyme adds a rosy bloom. A flat runs $8 to $15 and covers real ground in one season. Full sun, lean soil, no fertilizer. Poor soil is its natural habitat, and the neglect is the technique. Number 2. Bugleweed. For shade, which most yards have somewhere, bugleweed is one of the most underrated ground covers around. It spreads via above-ground runners that root wherever they touch down, sending up new rosettes that send out more runners until you get a dense mat too tight for weed seeds to find bare soil. It thrives under trees, along north-facing foundations, and shaded fence lines, and tolerates light foot traffic. Black scallop gives near chocolate foliage with blue spikes. Burgundy glow mixes green, white, and burgundy. Chocolate chip stays tight and small. Hardy zones 3 to 9, even into Minnesota winters. Water the first season, then leave it alone. Just keep it inside defined bed edges, or it'll creep into your lawn. Number 3. Japanese spurge. Think of the bare patch under mature trees where grass gave up years ago. Spurge spreads by underground rhizomes into a seamless, glossy dark green mat with no gaps, suppressing weeds 2 ways, blocking light and releasing phenolic compounds from its roots that discourage germination biochemically. Partial to full shade, zones 4 to 8. Green carpet is dense and tight. Variegata adds white edge contrast. Plant 6 to 8 inches apart. Water the first season, feed nothing. It's slow in year 1, building roots underground, before exploding in years 2 and 3. Don't rush it. If you haven't subscribed, think about what you've spent replacing dead plants and fighting weeds that came right back. Some homeowners drop $300 to $500 a season and start over every spring anyway. This information is free, every week, built to break that cycle. Hit subscribe. 6 more plants to go, and some of the best are ahead. Number 4. Creeping phlox. For slopes where mowing is unsafe, mulch washes away, and bare disturbed soil invites weeds, phlox is sun-loving, needle-foliaged, and stays intact year-round. Even dormant in winter, it holds soil and denies weeds space. It thrives in poor, dry, exposed conditions with almost no water or fertilizer, then explodes each spring into pink, white, lavender, or magenta blooms for 3 to 4 weeks. Emerald blue gives dense lavender blue coverage. Candy stripe adds pink-edged white. Scarlet flame is visible from down the block. Zones 3 to 9. Full sun, no amendment, spaced 18 inches apart. Full coverage in 2 seasons, needing only a light post-bloom trim. A maintained 30-foot slope can run $240 to $480 a season professionally. 4 to 6 flats of phlox cost roughly $60 to $120 once, and that bill disappears for good. Number 5. Sweet woodruff. A fragrant, shade-loving perennial forming dense mats in moist woodland conditions with star-shaped leaves that smell like fresh-cut hay when bruised. It contains coumarin and juglone-like compounds, similar to what black walnut trees use, that inhibit certain weed seeds biochemically on top of light blocking and moisture retention. Partial to full shade, consistently moist soil, zones 4 to 8, small weight spring flowers. It won't tolerate drought or full sun, so match it to the right spot and it rewards you completely. Number 6. Low-growing sedum. For the harshest spots, the dry driveway strip, the gravelly patch by the mailbox. Sedum doesn't tolerate poor conditions, it requires them. Rich soil makes it rot, harsh dry ground makes it spread into a tight mat that monopolizes water and space until it's essentially permanent. Dragon's blood gives deep red-bronze foliage and red flowers. Angelina offers golden chartreuse tones. Zones 3 to 9, full sun, lean soil, water only during establishment. If you tend to overwater, resist it here. Neglect is correct technique. If you've been replacing the wrong plants for years, this channel is for you. Subscribe now, because next is the single biggest mistake people make installing ground covers, one that costs an entire season. Don't skip it. Number 7. Dead nettle. The fix for dry, shaded ground under mature trees, where roots, drought, and shade combine against everything else. Its silver and green variegated foliage brightens dark beds. Spring flower spikes add color, and above-ground runners knit into a dense, weed-blocking mat. White Nancy is nearly all silver with white flowers. Beacon silver adds pink lavender blooms. Pink pewter is especially vigorous. Zones 3 to 8, spaced 12 inches apart, water one season, then leave it be. Number 8. Big root geranium. Not the annual porch geranium, a hardy perennial working two fronts. Its thick spreading rhizomes physically crowd out competing roots, while aromatic foliage oils deter deer and inhibit weed germination nearby. Semi-evergreen to evergreen in mild climates, zones 5 to 8. Pink to magenta spring blooms. Bevan's variety is vigorous magenta pink. Ingerson's variety spreads more aggressively in soft pink. Spessart offers white with pink stamens. Sun to partial shade, dry soil once established. Water the first season, then step back. Think of one person who spends every spring buying things that die and pulling weeds that come back. Send them this video before you close the tab. This is 25 years of what actually works. Number 9. Liriope. For yards with wildly different conditions. Sun here, shade there, dry under the eaves, moist in the low spots. It forms dense, arcing mounds of strap-like leaves that weave into a hard-to-penetrate cover, backed by deep root competition. Liriope spicata spreads by runners and fills large areas fast. Liriope muscari clumps more slowly, better for defined beds. Both bloom purple in late summer and resist deer and drought. Silvery dragon has striped foliage. Silvery sunproof handles brutal sun well. Zones 5 to 10, some cultivars into zone 4. 10. Creeping mazes. For low, partly shaded spots that hold a little moisture, between stepping stones, along a path. It stays about 2 inches tall, handles light foot traffic, and spreads steadily without turning invasive, and blooms small purple and white flowers in late spring. Because it stays so low and dense, weeds get no room to establish. Zones 5 to 8, consistent moisture and partial shade. It won't tolerate drought or full sun, so be honest about your conditions. The mistake that costs you a season. People plant ground covers straight into existing weeds without clearing the site first, then expect the new plants to win. They won't. Established roots like creeping Charlie, bindweed, quackgrass, or Canada thistle are already ahead and will outcompete your new plants when they're most vulnerable. Prep the site first. Solarization. Mow weeds low, wet the soil, cover with clear plastic for 4 to 8 weeks in peak summer heat to kill seeds and roots. Sheet mulching. Lay overlapping cardboard over the weeds, wet it, then cover with 3 to 4 inches of wood chips, then cut through to plant. Or dig out what roots you can, wait 2 to 3 weeks for regrowth, remove the sprouts before they recharge, then plant immediately. Give your ground cover the cleanest possible start, and it does the rest. This channel has no sponsors, no affiliate links, nobody paying to push a product.